Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tufts versus University of Cincinnati as we load into this first control point map. And we do see that we are playing on Oasis this time. If I recall correctly, the last couple of matches we played on Antarctic Peninsula first, so we'll see if there's a different comp coming out on this angle, and it does look like that's going to be the case. We do see Orissas on both teams. Although, well, as usual, we can't really trust the hovers, but Orisa Brig Juno sounds like a pretty sure bet, and we'll see if the DPS end up doing anything different, but we do see slightly different comps on either sides as we load out into this first point.
I've heard our team likes to do a little bit of trolling with our comp, so
yes, they love messing with us on the hovers. So it does look like it is going to be Cassidy Genji for Tufts and May Sojourn for University of Cincinnati, which is such a long name. And now it's just a bit of trading back and forth. Azu dropped low, but should be able to get healed up real quick as University of Cincinnati push up onto this first point. But nothing super important committed so far. Burp House does get dropped very, very low, but a May wall prevents them from going any further. And the first pick does end up going out onto Burp House with its Sojourn railgun. So it is going to be an advantage for University of Cincinnati, and Tufts is just backing off now as University of Cincinnati gets the first point. Ooh, an excellent wall that separates Azu from the rest of the team, but with the spear spin is able to push on forward and actually take a bit of an advantage, as it's the enemy Orisa that gets dropped first. Yeah. They should be able to flip the point here and start building up that capture percentage. A nice spear that lands on the Juno in the air as this Brig is getting just checked down. Not amazing heat management from the Orisa, but it's okay. It's working out. Oh, Volcarona gets dropped very, very low, but does manage to survive. So, I mean, Tufts is in a pretty good spot here, I think, coming up onto some of their ultimates. As UC end up pushing forwards once again.
UC is definitely a better name.
Yes.
University of Cincinnati.
It's very, very long.
If you have...
I mean, Orbital Ray dropped, yep. Ultimates popped mostly from UC's side. If I'm Tufts here, I'm just giving up the point, trying to conserve ultimates, and it does look like that's what they're going to do. They did end up using the Orbital Ray of their own, but they do manage to conserve the rest of their ultimates, so even though they do lose the point, they should be able to come back here with a pretty convincing fight following.
Does it stand for up to like 2 healers on a comp? Is that very standard for an Overwatch?
Yes, it's mandatory.
I see.
Ooh, an excellent first pick.
I wonder if they're gonna use...
the Blizzard does get dropped, but nobody... Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to need it. The Blizzard gets dropped, doesn't find anything. The Rally gets used as well. They are going to have to end up turning a lot of their ultis just to finish capping this point, but I mean, Tufts should be able to take this one pretty convincingly, despite a couple of setbacks. Yep, Azu just running through them on this verse.
It's a nice take. They'll be staggered a little bit here, I believe.
Yep, 100%, as they're doing a pretty aggressive hold here. We do see the Orbital Ray come out first, and it is immediately used from the side of UC, pushing on board, and it is going to let them secure a couple of these kills, and they should be able to flip the point back. So a very back and forth first point, but Tufts is coming back with close to 4 ultimates once again. UC is building up towards theirs as well, so this should be a pretty decisive final fight for either team, as we reach 90% for Tufts and closing up on 80% for UC. Okay, it's the orbital ray getting popped, but the Terror Surge really does a good job of zoning people out of it. Doesn't actually end up finding any kills, but
Did you get
is
the first
able
kills
to
from
keep up.
Tufts?
Yeah, the Terror Surge and the Deadeye able to pick up a couple of those. With 3 kills, four down on UC side, just the Brig left. That should be Tufts picking up this first point. I don't think UC will be able to touch in time. And a very, very back and forth first point, but a pretty good win from the side of Tufts. The Tracer does not manage to at the last second.
It's definitely very back and forth there. Good point.
Absolutely.
Ready for battle.
Do you think they're gonna change their comp at all, or you think they'll stay with the same picks? It seems like
It does look like
Tracer
is swapping a little bit. The Tracer was, I think, just to touch on the last point, so I'm not sure what's going to stay. But it is actually going to be the Mei swapping onto Echo. I think the Symmetra might just be to get it to spawn faster. Oh, it is actually going to be the swap off of the Orisa onto the D.Va, which is something that's really interesting. I do think Orisa is very, very strong right now, so it's like it's a complete change of game plan from UC. I think every single roll is down, and that's the Lucio down right away.
Yeah.
So far, not working out for them.
It seems like they're running down this D.Va like off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, the D.Va's kind of getting pressured out. Is forced to use that defense matrix, and I mean, without the Lucio, they lose a lot of their engage power and engage ability as Tufts manages to flip the point first. We do see Tufts marking out that Tracer on the backside. House sitting in a corner trying to see if they can catch them off guard, and they do! They manage to secure the Tracer, so that's a first pick going over. Really, really well played from House.
Crazy shot.
Yeah, I mean, sitting in the corner just doing a little sneak attack, that was pretty cool.
Pick it up. Like a gentle...
And we do see the Tracer swapping out onto the Cassidy for the mirror. They will be pretty behind on the ult charge, so that's something to keep in mind. Tufts should have a pretty big advantage in that sense. Wow, just really running down that. Yeah, very, very well coordinated from Tufts to just run down the Cassidy. And I mean, this should be
like
just more fight.
Probably fall. Yeah.
Yeah. Very convincing fight win from Tufts for sure.
It really seems like this comp change isn't really working out for them. I wonder if they're gonna switch back.
I don't know if I'm a big fan so far at least. I haven't really seen what they're trying to do, because I really do think with this Lucio D.Va they want to play pretty aggressively, dive onto the backline like Tufts has been doing, but I mean, so far it seems like Orisa's been doing that better. Just having a little scuffle between the D.Va and the Genji over that.
Yeah, it feels like the D.Va can't really do anything about this Genji right now. Just kind of
yeah, I mean, Mini Rush popped, Deadeye also popped, but not quite able to find anything just yet. Managed to grab one. The Terry backside. Yeah, really well played. Ooh, Lucio drops really low. It does end up falling. I mean, this might just be an 100-0 map for
kind of just a McCree diff, or yeah, just a diff.
100%, yeah. Cassidy diff indeed. As we see them win the 1v1, so... Yeah, it doesn't look like UC is going to be able to touch it all, and that's going to be a clean 2-0 victory from the side of Tufts.
There we go.
Very dominating. Everyone popping their ultis at the end for fun.
I feel like this is going to be the triple kill we saw at the start.
Yep, does look like it. Just plowing through everybody with that Orisa.
I feel like even from the small time I played this game, I had a feeling that Orisa was cracked.
Yeah, I think Orisa's really, really strong right now. So she is pretty dominating.
Do they play different like styles of maps, or is it like whatever they like?
Yeah, there's a set schedule. So first is control point, and then I want to say hybrid, and then flashpoint, push, control again. I think is the order.
See, so there's
the
like
losing team gets to pick the specific map they want to play.
I see. So there's a rotation of like the types, and then
Yeah.
I see. So next map is a hybrid map, so it's a control, take control and then push. Is that
Yep.
correct?
It'll be So it's control into payload, and UC should be the one who selects the map.
Let's see. Ooh.
And I do think we're going to see a player swap, and the next map is going to be King's
Whoa.
Row. So
Player
King's Row is
swap?
really interesting. Yes,
Interesting.
they're swapping out Epic Gamer for Samson.
Damn. Epic Gamer did not like what Epic Gamer said to start.
But yeah, King's Row is an interesting map because on the push section, that first corner is very, very hard to push. But the first point is very, very easy to capture. So we'll see how the teams end up shaping up. And because it's such an open map, we also do have the opportunity to see some Widowmaker, which is always fun. So we'll see what the teams end up looking.
Is it we get a burp house on Widowmaker?
That's the hope.
That's the hope.
Now entering King's Row. Initiating match.
All right. Let's see what comps we get.
Yeah.
Ready for battle.
Okay, so far it looks like
Yeah.
more of the same.
Yeah, it seems like Tufts is running a very similar comp they did on the last map.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, it's the same comp.
it's identical.
And then, what, are they? Is that a Doomfist they're running?
No, it'll
Right.
be a Risen
No?
Soldier. And their other DPS has not locked in yet, so we'll see what they
I
end up
see.
looking for.
I don't quite know all the Overwatch characters.
No, you're so good.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, and it is going to be the Genji, so we do have the Genji mirror. So we will see what ends up happening. Oh wow, very
Yeah,
early.
first
The
pick,
Sojourn
wow.
just goes down. I mean, that's a really big advantage. I think Tufts can just start pushing in to try and clean up some of these kills. And we do see them walking forward a bit. Oh, nice deflect, gets the spear thrown right back at Azu. But no real leads just yet. This generally ends up being a pretty easy point to capture, so if Tufts can make some progress or stall some time on this map, then it will make their life a lot easier when it comes to the further stages. But Tufts getting pushed off the high ground now by the speed ring, so you see with a bit of a positional advantage rotating around the backside here. But so far no one going down yet as Kings are dropped low.
Genji diving and getting another first pick, that's just crazy right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, really big, getting that first kill onto the Sojourn 2 times in a row.
Another, yeah, it seems like they're gonna hold again.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
when they're on that back flank, it's really hard for them to retreat, so they're kind of boxed in a bit.
And a little emote there, little cheek.
Yep,
Love to see
gotta
it.
say hello. Yeah. I mean, a really good hold from Tufts so far. They've stalled down to 2 minutes of time, and I mean, if Tufts can get a full hold here, that would be pretty massive, and we'll see if it ends up happening. It's the orbital ray used so far. Both orbital rays used actually, and Tufts is going to use theirs to just melt through that Orisa, pops the Terra Surge, and that's going to be another
They're
cleanup.
not even needed. They were just cleaning them up there.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolute domination here by Tufts.
Yeah, and I
Another
mean, they still
wave.
have the Dragon Blade coming up. Both teams do. When UC comes back, they should have the ultimate advantage, which is going to be a pretty big deal, but we'll see if they can make good use of that. Terra Surge used, does manage to pick up one. Birdhouse goes down right off the bat, but Jymthegreat, both Genjis popping their Dragon Blades, doing quite a bit of value. Really back and forth fight so far. Jymthegreat does end up going down to that disruption field, as this might be
Azu left now.
being able to cap the point. I do think they will be able to cap the point, but with just 50 seconds left on the clock, I mean, that's a really solid time bank for Tufts to defend this next point. Azu is trying to contest this. Yeah, the rally is up. That means Azu should survive this. So if Tufts can win this fight, that'll be really massive. That should just mean a full hold on the first point.
Yeah, they're not even letting him have one. Not even close.
I mean, so far, no one going down. As I say that, Jymthegreat does get caught by the railgun, but dropped by the Deadeye, which is pretty big as well. Just a bit more trading back and forth. Orbital Ray pop Terra Surge used as well. Tufts is just pumping everything into this one fight, as it does tick down into overtime just about now. And Tufts is managing to clean up some of these follow-up kills, so this should be a full hold on the first point of King's Row.
Yeah, it's a very good advantage for Tufts here. I feel like UC really needed to cleaned up Azu there, but they did not, and yet came back to contest.
Well, I mean, the Orbital Ray popped from the side of UC, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to touch. They are not, and that is going to be round one, full held for Tufts.
Yeah, I was pretty dominant, like half right there by Tufts.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, if we're looking at just the momentum, this might be more 3 Overwatch for Tufts.
Yeah, another like 40-minute in and out.
Yeah.
Is it best of 5 or best of 3?
It's best of 5, yeah.
Okay.
So if UC loses this one, there will be one more map, minimum.
Hey. Hello.
24 minutes in and could already be 2/3 is just definitely just shows the power of this tough team right here. Be able to dominate with matches like this.
Yeah, 100%. We do see a bit of a swap with the Ashe. So that is something we end up seeing on this first defense of this map once in a while. Because once again, because of the long sight lines, you're able to play some of these longer range heroes. We do see a little bit of Birdhouse Widowmaker. This might just be just to try and get an opening pick. It doesn't look like it's going to stay Widowmaker. Nope, it goes right back to the Cassidy. But we did get to see it for a brief moment.
Yeah, and the Winston hover too. Definitely a little bit of trolling there, but
100%, yeah. We very briefly also saw the Bastion hover.
oh, and already the first pick by Tufts.
Yeah, I mean, Tufts just takes this fight really clean. Yeah, this might just be the point. I mean, they should be able to take that really easily. And that's going to be game 2 going over. In a very one-sided win for Tufts.
1 second, I'll be right back.
Production will take over for the meantime then. I'll be the second caster. Hi,
Perfect.
I'm Cheeto. But yeah, Tufts being extremely dominant here. A very short
Yeah.
map too, which that would lead
Very,
us to
very short
Flashpoint.
map. This should be Flashpoint, yep. So,
Unless they've changed it, because they might do mid-season changes.
oh, that's definitely possible.
Given given that Playfly or the game now has a lot of different game modes, we might see some changes happening mid-season.
That's
And
true.
big update
Maybe we'll
came
see
out right
Clash
as
one of
well.
these days.
Big update.
Yeah. When was it, Rose?
Which update?
The most recent Overwatch, like the new season update.
Like just now?
Wasn't this like last week that the new season dropped?
I believe so, or at least very recent.
If I'm not mistaken, it was last week. Yeah, we shall see what University of
Yes,
Cincinnati.
it's the third map.
gets.
I wonder if they're gonna switch out of the player again.
That's if they want to. That's the captain to decide.
Was it a tactical change or like are they just kind of like rotating in?
I
Depends on
think
the
they might
team.
just have a 6-person roster because they ended up playing the exact same comp. So
That's true.
I know sometimes we do see people come in to play something specific. So once in a while we'll see like the DPS swap out for just some guy who plays Genji.
Yeah,
But doesn't look like that was the case this time.
I know. It didn't work.
It definitely did not seem to work for them so far.
No flame to the person who joined. But do we know what the third map is gonna be? Or like what type of map or no? Oh. Damn. They were on EU servers, crazy.
Damn.
Someone just said the EU. Oh lol. Wait, yeah, John, go up in
Yeah, it
the
should be
go up in
Flash.
the chat.
Sorry?
Go up in the chat for a second. I feel like it was it on Amsterdam servers?
I think so. I think they were on EU servers.
Wait, up. I don't know. Nah, maybe it just not there. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Cincinnati is not not in Europe, so peculiar.
I think they may have accidentally joined the wrong server somehow.
The high ping. Honestly, like I get high ping too when I lose. I understand. All right. Seems like we're going to map 3 now.
Awesome. And we should be heading over to Surabasa.
Traveling to Surabasa. Initiating match.
Some beautiful game renders there.
We get a nice view of the water.
I think it's interesting looking like the background of maps. I feel like you really don't when you're playing the game, but I feel like when you're spectating, you can actually appreciate some details they put in. Alright, we see a very similar comp from Tufts here. Actually, we do see the same comp.
Yes, they have been playing the exact same thing all 3 games so far.
It seems
And we
like,
see a similar thing from UC as
yeah,
well. It's more or less the same that they've been playing.
with
With the
the
Soden and the
Tracer in.
Tracer. Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Initial flashpoint. Mark it.
Tracer looking for a bit of a flank here. Let's see if they end up finding anything.
Yeah. Let's see. Did you find them?
Does get spotted. A bit of a little bit of a 1v1 happening, but nothing happening too much so far.
Oh, we do get a first
goes
pick
down.
from
Yep.
Tufts,
Wow.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
They're
Nice
gonna-
Swift Strike reset. To pick up 2. That should just be a good amount of capture percentage. That's probably going to get close to 40% capture percentage by the time UC is able to contest for a second fight. So definitely a really
Maybe
good
seen
strike there.
I've seen a lot of good picks from Jymthegreat on Genji. Like a lot of good first.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tufts has been really
Still-
coordinated on these dives. I think especially with Azu and Jim, just going together on one target and rushing them down.
Already at 70%.
Yeah, I mean, if UC loses this is actually just the first point going over to Tufts because of how fast these flashpoints charge up. But it is actually Shamrock that ends up
Yeah,
going down
UC.
first. Both supports down from Tufts, so I mean, this should be UC winning this fight because without a support, it's going to be really, really hard for them to do too much, and they are going to lose it. But I mean, it's 99% for Tufts right
Yeah,
off the bat,
already
so I
overtime.
think they'll be happy with that.
Yes, definitely. Already just need to win one more fight and they'll take the first point.
Absolutely.
See the Tracer all come out here.
Does manage to pick up Shamrock again. The orbital ray comes out, but I mean it's 2 down from the side of Tufts already. That's a lot of ultis invested for not much gain for Tufts. For just the support ultis from the side of. It's 2 ultis on either side actually. But Tufts does not actually manage to come out on top, and this might actually be UC picking up the first point because these points just tick up so fast, and I mean it's at 95% now. Unless if Tufts can't touch, that will just be the first point.
So
Yeah,
do not. So we see UC getting the first point.
definitely a good start for UC to start clawing back that momentum.
We see Burbhouse taking a nice flank here.
Yeah, looking for something to set up that Deadeye. I mean, because if they can get a good flank, that'll be pretty scary. But does end up getting spotted, so it doesn't look like anything. Any shenaniganery is going to end up happening. Pops the Deadeye.
All flopped.
The Orisa is stacked up. So is that. Ooh, does not quite manage to pick up any
Nothing.
kills with the Deadeye. Yeah.
Tufts do get control point and they're pushing UC off right now. So overall,
Yeah, I mean, zoning Deadeye.
it was a tactical ult just to zone them out.
Yeah. Looks like 2 terror surges coming out. Tufts doesn't actually pop theirs, but
Yeah, it's-
dropping low from either side. The rally does end up getting used. To not too much
overall
effect,
another
but
hold by Tufts. Still
yeah.
haven't
No
seen
one dying,
Never mind, there we go.
Yep, as you say that.
House with the
That is going to be the orbital
Good
ray
shot.
coming out from UC, which is pretty scary, but I mean the Orisa is walking up pretty far forward of it. Doesn't end up getting any
Yeah.
of the healing or the damage boost from it, so I think just a bit of miscoordination there, and Tufts just cleans up 5 for 0, and that should be Tufts picking up the second point.
That was a pretty dominant push right there. We still have a pretty even ult, so
Yeah,
looking good
100%.
coming into this
I mean, I
next
think
point.
that the big mistake there was just the Orisa completely forgot about the orbital ray, pushed up way too far forward past it, and then
Yeah.
had to get dropped back, so couldn't get healing or damage, and the orbital ray just ended up sitting in the middle of the point.
Let's increase our pace. Oh, they are coming. Orbital rays.
Tufts looking for a
Pretty good.
little bit of a flank here. Yeah, I mean, I think UC does know it's there, them though.
Yeah. You just need to
But
be
that's
pretty
the
aware
orbital
of
ray
it.
popping out. Yeah. I mean, not quite able to find the engage that they were looking for. So it's the orbital ray kind of also going to waste, but so far they
Yeah,
are able
first
to.
pick from Burb House. Who also does
Yeah,
fall.
traded out
At the
for
same
the.
time. Oh,
Ooh, a really nice pick from
yeah.
the Orisa of UC. Doesn't manage to get anything with Terra Surge, but so far it is
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
pretty UC favored as they get both tough supports. So that is going to be them taking a quick flip off this point.
Yeah. Jymthegreat cannot hold on his own on their own, so we get a reset.
Yep. But it is 40% for Tufts, and I think they'll be pretty happy with that. Ooh, as we say that, we get
Yeah.
picked right off the bat. It is pretty early, so they should be able to regroup, walk right back out, and it shouldn't be too much of a loss, but
Yeah. Tufts also does have
Definitely.
5 ults coming up, so.
yeah,
Or no,
absolutely.
never mind. 4.
Worlds, yeah. Rally popped. Tufts just walking forward, but I mean the
Yeah.
break doesn't end up actually finding anything with that. Terror Surge popped.
Ooh, we
I
do get
mean-
3 kills right there by Tufts, so it does seem to even out.
Yeah, 2 kills with the Terror Surge is pretty rare. I mean, that's not an ulti that you normally see get a lot of kills, but really well played from Tufts so far.
Azu
But I
locking
mean,
down.
Azu does not have the
He's like-
support of a healer, so it does look like they
Still
are going
holding
to.
strong.
Yeah, I mean the
get-
brig comes
we
back,
get
so they
Burp House
are actually able
ult?
to
It seems like maybe.
grab it. The shield spin, spear spin comes out too.
Oh, he does
Off
fall
the
though.
Deadeye,
Like,
and yeah, Burp House falling again, and this does look like Tufts is going to lose this third point. Yeah, I think when Azu goes down, there's not much that Tufts can do anymore.
yeah, unfortunately. UC will get this third.
Yeah,
And I believe
it's
it's
just
is it
a
out of
bit of a
5 points?
It is out of 5 points, yes.
Okay. So
I
we
think
have
just
one.
a bit of a disjointed fight for Tufts there, I think. With people just coming in and dying, so it was always a bit of an outnumbered one.
Yeah, we had Ozzy surviving for a while there, which almost worked out, but
Not quite able to find it. Ooh, good first pick, and we actually did see the swap onto the Tracer mirror, so it does look like Tufts thinks something is working about this Tracer for them. But with
Yeah,
the orbital ray,
Ozzy here.
yeah,
Right,
really,
that's
really well
another-
played from Tufts.
another
Should
three.
just be able to take this one out.
Oh, that would have been a crazy sphere.
Would have been very, very cool if it landed.
Yeah, the prediction of the run back, and they're just chasing down this Tracer. They won't get it.
Yeah.
Still see, yeah, Burp House on the Tracer.
Ooh, Jymthegreat does end up going down. A really
Oh,
well placed disruptor
interesting.
field.
Yeah, we see. Well, Jymthegreat switched to Cassidy, so I guess they're going away from Angie on this map.
Yeah. Okay, the
Oh
Tracer
wow.
just gets popped in the 4v5, has to drop it immediately, so it doesn't get that
Yeah.
much value. Tracer gets dropped low,
Maybe
but
yeah, can get the Tracer.
does end up going
They're
down.
in
Both
a
TPS down for UC, but Tufts is looking a little bit scarce as well.
and Azu survives that. That's crazy. I thought that
Azu
was
survives
really
for
gonna.
so long, but
I know it is, but we do have 99% for Tufts, so we just need a little bit more to get this hold. But I believe this is
yeah,
the same on the
absolutely.
last point too. They were very close before UC came back, so it's not over.
Should be a one fight difference so far. Tufts has seemed to struggle a little bit more on these flashpoints, compared to some of the other maps, but
Yeah, Tufts. I feel like as we saw in the previous week, they do tend to start slow sometimes, but on a map once they get used to it, they then cook.
they are cooking. Rally popped, just for the defensive stats, I guess. Not actually able to do much with the rally part of it. Wow,
You see, yeah, Tracer getting
really,
killed.
really good. Yeah, I mean that's a really clean fight win from UC, and this might actually just be the map because with how fast these
Maybe
respawn, Tufts has to
I feel
really
like Burp
push
House is
back
still
here.
alive, so probably will get a touch coming
Yeah,
in.
we'll get the touch,
We will
but
have
I don't know
overtime.
if Tufts can actually contest this for real.
I think they are. Yeah, we have a little bit on point, but oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I mean the
do
Doomfist
get
is
another
not
touch,
gonna
but
be.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
it's
think it
not
will
gonna
be
be
enough.
enough, I think.
Oh
Orbital
no,
Ray
get
gets
another
dropped, and
snap.
that's all of Tufts going down.
Yeah.
So we will not have 3 Overwatch at the very least, but you see coming back in this series.
Yeah, definitely a switch of momentum. I think after the first point, Tufts looks like they were gonna take it, but UC did definitely turn the momentum around, take this one back.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think we saw the Sojourn just doing a lot more in those later fights, as well as the Tracer just coming out on top, I think. Was a really big difference maker. A lot of those disruption fields are really, really nice.
Yeah, kind of just being able to sit there and spray,
Okay.
just get a bunch of damage out.
And then I think we will briefly go into a intermission as we wait for the next map.
fun.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tufts versus UC as we head into Colosseo for push. And I do imagine the comps might change a bit, but given how strong Marissa is, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, I definitely think this might be a kind of decider match, well, obviously, but I feel like if UC gets this one, we might definitely have a momentum swing.
Yeah, 100%. It's always really, really hard to come back when that reverse sweep is on the table. But so far, Tufts has looked really good, and I think they have just struggled a bit with Flashpoint in general, so we'll see how they look on this Colosseo map.
Yeah, we do have the same comp coming out from Tufts as they started out in map 4, and it seems like same for UC, so starting out pretty similar.
Yeah, so far looking like a very one-note meta.
Gotta love those.
Jymthegreat gets dropped very, very low. Doesn't end up falling though.
There's like a lot of back and forth. A lot of getting low, but no kills yet.
So far just trading spears flying into the push bot.
I think you should take damage if you get hit by the push bot. Like, that gotta hurt, right?
Ooh, Burpow's caught in a really, really awkward position, but does actually end up surviving. Just barely, does not end up making it. But is traded out for the Orisa, which I think Tufts will be very, very happy to take.
It seems like Tufts is definitely taking advantage of that kill and are moving forward with this robot and taking it up to the next.
Yeah, absolutely. A really decisive fight when Volcarona flies in for a very aggressive position. Both orbital rays popped. The Orisa gets dropped very, very low, but does end up surviving. So far, no kills used, traded over. Ooh. Pulse Bomb doesn't find anything, and the Terra Surge is also used. So far, no kills going over once again, but a lot of low health bars.
We do get a Tufts coming up, a pick coming up from Tufts. Burpow finds their Tracer.
Yep. Deadeye also popped, but does not find anything. Volcarona with a very, very awkward angle, does end up getting picked out, but it's traded out for the Orisa as well, so Tufts should still be pretty comfortable to keep pushing this spot.
Yeah, it seems like we've had a lot of like pretty big point fights on this map so far. A lot of like long highlight fights, which Tufts just came out on top of both of them. They are quite in the lead so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very, very comfortable push for them so far. I think the last time we saw them push, they managed to push the bot all of the way to the end, so Tufts has looked very, very good on this map. We are going to back off, regroup a little bit, and let UC push the bot a little bit back towards the center, but in a very comfortable lead so far.
Yeah, Tufts are building up some ults too, so I wonder if we'll see those pop in the next fight.
Yeah, 100%. 3 ultis from the side of Tufts to 2 for UC. Jymthegreat is on just a sliver of health, but does end up surviving. Managed to win the 1v1 against the Tracer as well, so that should be Tufts pushing forward once again. Ooh.
And a kill there from UC.
Yeah, I mean, really well done to find the isolated Juno. Shamrock not quite in a good position to help out their team, so Tufts is going to have to fall back. But they are in the lead right now by a very, very wide margin, so any time that's wasted is good for them.
Yeah, UC definitely has not allowed, like, Tufts have not allowed them to get a lot of momentum at all when pushing, so.
Yeah, 100%. 0.53 meters so far. Off the Terracer just finds the Sojourn, so it doesn't actually end up landing onto anyone, as the Tracer finds both backliners, and that should be a fight going over to UC, because I don't think there's much that Tufts can do without DPS members. And that is in fact the case.
Yeah, we see the first real fight win coming out from UC. So see what they can do with this.
Ooh, Guitar Master looking for a bit of a flank. We'll see if they end up finding anything with this Pulse Bomb. So far has not been the most successful at landing those sticks. We'll have to see. Does not find it once again. Orbital Ray also popped. Both Orbital Rays actually, and Tufts is so far making far better use of theirs. Dragon Blade also used. Jymthegreat picks up 3.
Terrans are so good at this.
Yeah, pretty decisive win there by Tufts. We got ults popped, but
Yeah, I mean every ult in the game used other than that Deadeye, so looking pretty good for Tufts so far.
is this bridge like a big choke point on this map?
Yes, it's definitely one of the harder places to push past, since it gives the defending team such a big advantage, in terms of high ground. Ooh,
Definitely
just
just
dropped very low, forced
struggling to get.
recall. Yeah, definitely very, very hard. But actually, Tracer ends up going down to the little missiles, as Brookhouse finds the opposing Cassidy, and that's just a pretty convincing fight win once again.
Neutralized.
Yeah, they pushed them all the way back to their spawn there, so it seems like Tufts have a good amount of distance on this win.
And it'll also definitely be a lot easier once they push past that corner. Once they reach here, it's definitely more straightforward since they don't have to deal with the bridge and the high ground anymore. But yeah, Tufts in a really commanding position here. Ooh, the Terra Surge finds 4. Doesn't actually end up picking up any kills, but really, really good zoning. As I say about the bridge, it goes down.
Yeah, we get a pick out here, so it seems like Tufts will claim this fight. Perhaps push all the way to the end. They can carry this through.
Yeah, 100%. It's very, very rare that we see the full push on these push maps, but with the orbital ray dropped, it is looking pretty good for them.
Oh, not quite, unfortunately though. Although us, they're still doing just damage in their back line. It does not seem like they will get this push exactly through, but looking very good going forward.
Yes, very, very close. Oh, Ocarina
Oh,
getting
little
staggered,
trolling, I
it looks
guess.
like. Yeah, I mean, I think they're just trying to get a bit of a stagger going on, since the Juno doesn't really have any threat on them. So, a bit brutal.
Oh, they're just boxed them in. That's tough.
Yeah.
It's quite mean. I mean, only a minute 40 left, so it seems like if UC want to take this, they're gonna have to push all the way through.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and Tufts is pushing all of their R buttons as well. And Q buttons. This is the wrong game for that.
Which ones are?
It's League.
Oh. Yeah.
The break ends up going down. It should be a pretty easy fight win for Tufts, and I mean, I don't think UC is going to be able to push all the way back 100 meters in the next 1 minute, so this map is looking pretty good for Tufts.
Yeah, I think Tufts just has to, not just absolutely throw, and we're just fine. even pushing a little now, so seems like they'll wrap this up pretty handily.
Yeah, 100%. And also still threatening that full push, which is always something that is fun to see.
I was surprised you haven't seen any. They've kept their comps very standard. I feel like in past matches I've seen a little bit of variation, whereas in this one they really kept it by the books.
Yeah, 100%. I think this meta is just a little bit less flexible with this, with how strong this Orisa pick is. So all of the team comps end up kind of just wanting to do one thing. And it is Tufts actually going to pick up the
Yeah.
full push. Really, really dominant. Tufts has looked very good on these push maps so far as they pick up the series win over UC.
Go Tufts. Let's go. Big win.
Massive win.
Yeah, that map was definitely like very. I think probably. I don't know. I feel like one of the first maps was even. The second map was even more dominant, but I think this one Tufts looks very, very
Yeah.
confident on. It was
I think
clear that they. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just gonna say I think they have a couple specific types of maps that they're very good with. So far it seems like push and hybrid have been two of them, and then have struggled a little bit more on the flashpoint maps.
Definitely. Do we want to get an interview? Or.
I am currently
Oh.
asking for Birthhouse Aviary.
Get him in here.
Hello.
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 I'm here for an interview.
I leave the floor to you, casters. You can ask whatever you want.
Well, okay. Well, congratulations on the win. A pretty dominant one outside of that little
We don't talk about
a little bit of a whoopsie and Flashpoint. I think so far it has looked like you guys have struggled a little bit more on Flashpoint. Is that something that you guys are um thinking about, or is that something that just happens to be where you guys have faltered in the past couple games?
I mean, I think we struggled more on Saravasa than we have on Flashpoint because we've skimmed New Junk City a couple times, and when we play New Junk City, we're really good.
That makes
But
sense. Yeah,
we haven't
absolutely.
skimmed Saravasa nearly as much, so there's definitely it's a little tougher for us there, but we'll get under
Yeah.
control.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just a practice thing. But either way, the other maps look super, super dominant. What do you think you guys have been going has been going well so far, team wise?
I mean, the comms feel really good this year. Like, I don't know what it is. If like it changed between the returning team members or if like Jim has contributed, I don't know what happened, but the comms feel really good. It feels like our fight planning is better, our ult usage is better. So I think we're in general just a stronger team this year, overall.
Absolutely, that's always good to hear. You got anything?
Yeah, I got a question for you here, Aviary. So, in a recent post, you just basically described human existence as a battle between light and dark. How would
Yes,
you
yes, I
describe
remember.
your performance today between light and dark?
I would like to put on record that human existence, while a battle between light and dark, does not necessitate that every action be on the side of light or dark. So there are actions that are neutral, and there's nothing wrong with those actions because you don't have to be striving to be the best person possible for every single action you take because at the end of the day that would be exhausting and that would be hard to maintain and it would be ultimately I think it would be fulfilling, but to an extent your day-to-day life would be very difficult. And so I think it's okay to sometimes have those gray moments where you're not light, you're not dark, but you're just in the middle, and that can help you and put you in a place to do more good than if you hadn't taken them. So today, I'd like to think I took a gray moment where it wasn't necessarily bad, it wasn't necessarily good, but at the end of the day, it makes me happy, and that'll help me go out and put some more light into the world tomorrow and tonight. And yes, I did have
Appreciate
my
the
philosophy
answer.
class today, if you were wondering.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you.
beautiful, I say.
gonna be a real difference when you see my message tomorrow for open hours.
Have you already cooked?
I haven't stopped cooking this semester, if you ask me, but that's up to the opinion of the people.
Wow. I
Well,
see.
we will look
Well,
forward to it then. And
Hi, out.
I think that's a good place as any to call it. And we can
Alright.
leave with that philosophical message in all of our viewers' minds.
Great. Thank you so much for casting, you guys.
Thank you.
Alright.
Congrats.
thank you.
Bye-bye.